Hello everyone and welcome to Crossover Mind. Today, we're diving into the story of an AI model that shook the market and the landmark paper that finally revealed its secrets, DeepSeq R1. I'm your host, Steve, and I'll be looking at this from an AI researcher's perspective on technical innovation.
And I'm Lisa. I'll be bringing the industry analyst's viewpoint on market competition to our conversation. It's great to be here. The initial release of DeepSeq R1 back in January caused quite a stir, didn't it? Tech stocks tumbled, and whispers of it being too good to be true were everywhere.
Absolutely. The skepticism was palpable. The AI community was buzzing with questions. How could a relatively new startup produce a model with such powerful reasoning capabilities? Was it just hype? And crucially, what were the real costs involved? But now we have some concrete answers, thanks to a peer-reviewed paper published in the prestigious journal Nature.
And that's a huge deal in itself. For a major commercial LLM to go through the rigorous academic peer review process is almost unprecedented. From an industry standpoint, this move is a masterclass in building credibility. It directly counters the initial accusations of secrecy and unverifiable claims.
Exactly. It sets a new standard for transparency. The paper confirmed what many suspected. DeepSeek's main innovation is its training method. Instead of spoon-feeding the model with human annotated reasoning examples, they used what's called pure reinforcement learning. Think of it less like a student memorizing a textbook and more like a scientist learning through trial and error. The model was simply rewarded for reaching the correct answer, allowing it to develop its own problem-solving strategies.
So it learned how to think, not just what to think. From a business perspective, that's revolutionary. A major bottleneck in AI development is creating massive, high-quality data sets of human examples, which is incredibly expensive and time-consuming. This approach seems to bypass that, which would explain the shockingly low training cost revealed in the paper.
Precisely. The paper states the R1 model's specific training cost was just around $294,000 on top of the base model's development. When you compare that to the tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars competitors are thought to be spending, it's a paradigm shift. This technique, which they call group relative policy optimization, also made the process more efficient by having the model score its own attempts.
That low cost is what sent shockwaves through the market. It suggests that the barrier to entry for developing top-tier AI might be much lower than we thought. But this also brings us to the controversies. The biggest one was the accusation that DeepSeek had simply distilled or copied the outputs of OpenAI's models to achieve its results on the cheap.
The paper addresses this head-on. The authors state that R1 did not learn by copying reasoning examples generated by OpenAI models. However, they do acknowledge a reality of modern AI development. Their base model was trained on data scraped from the web, which inevitably contains content generated by other AIs. It's an issue the entire field is grappling with.
So they're claiming it was incidental, not intentional. It's a nuanced defense, but one that industry experts seem to find plausible. It shifts the conversation from "did they cheat" to "is it even possible to build a clean model anymore?" What's more compelling is the argument that their reinforcement learning method is powerful on its own, without needing to rely on distillation.
I agree. The attempts by other labs to replicate their results suggest the recipe is solid. It has, as one reviewer put it, kick-started a revolution in how researchers are approaching reasoning in LLMs. We're seeing a wave of new work inspired by this methodology, applying it to domains beyond just math and coding.
There was also the issue of the hardware. The paper confirms they used NVIDIA's H800 chips, which are under US export controls. And for the first time, they acknowledge owning the more powerful A100 chips, though they claim they were only used in preparatory stages for smaller models. This adds a layer of geopolitical tension to the story. It highlights the intense global competition for AI supremacy and the resources required.
It's a critical detail.
While their explanation is technically sound, it shows how intertwined technological advancement is with global politics. But for the research community, the key takeaway is that they've published a recipe for high performance that doesn't necessarily require the absolute top-of-the-line unrestricted hardware. It democratizes innovation to some extent.
So, looking at the big picture, DeepSeek used this Nature paper to transform its narrative. They went from a mysterious disruptor facing skepticism to a legitimate innovator backed by peer-reviewed science. They addressed the controversies, showcased their unique technology, and justified their low-cost advantage. It's a powerful move that will likely force competitors to be more transparent about their own methods and costs.
And for science, it's a huge win. The paper provides a valuable, verified resource for researchers everywhere. By opening up their methods, DeepSeek has fueled the next wave of innovation in AI reasoning. It proves that even in a highly competitive commercial landscape, there is immense value in contributing to the open scientific discourse. R1 is not just a powerful model, it's now a foundational piece of research that will be built upon for years to come.
It really does feel like a turning point. We're moving from an era of hype and mystique to one where verifiable, efficient, and transparent methods could become the new competitive edge. The question now is, who will follow their lead?
Thank you for joining us again on Crossover Mind. At Crossover Mind, we provide the latest information on technology, business, and society, and delve into important themes beyond them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, look forward to it. Goodbye.